Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Steven here with Team Fork, and today I'm going to be going over what I eat over the course of the week by going over every single thing that's in my freezer and detailing my rotation diet. All right. So let's start off with my freezer. This is everything that is in my freezer, and right now I'm going to be taking you through everything that I eat over the course of the week. Right now, I have a 5 day food rotation, and the reason I'm doing a 5 day food rotation is because every time I've done a food rotation in the past, 5 days is my magic sweet spot. Really like the 5 day food rotation, and it also mimics my training split. Right now, I do a 5 day split. Day one is my lower body push day, and on lower body push day, I enjoy a good steak. Usually, it's going to be ribeye steak. And you can see right over here underneath those chicken leg quarters, got a bunch of nice ribeye steaks in here. And then aside from ribeye steaks, if I'm not going to be having ribeye steaks, then some other things that I will be doing on my lower body push day is strip loin steak. And then day two, that is going to be my upper body pull day. On my upper body pull day, I like to do some type of chicken. Usually it is going to be chicken leg quarters. If I'm not doing chicken leg quarters, then I will do something like rotisserie chicken or some chicken breast or some wings. My wings, they're in here somewhere. Where are they? I'll get to those in a second, but I'm just going to remove the top layer. That way you could actually see. And now that we remove the top layer, you can see right here, I've got some nice chicken breasts. These I'm going to be having today. Today was leg day. Normally I would have steak. However, I stuffed myself on Mother's Day dinner. So today I'm going to be going a little bit light and I'm going to be having some chicken breast instead of my usual ribeye steak. Over here, got some nice spicy wings. Really, really delicious. And then here is my chicken, rotisserie chicken. With regard to the rotisserie chicken, this is something where I'll kind of pick it up once in a while. It's not something that I usually do, but I have a few of them over here. So my next few my next few upper body pull workouts, I will be having a little bit of rotisserie chicken. This bucket right over here is my ice bucket for when I cook my soft boiled eggs. When I cook my soft boiled eggs, once they're done cooking, I always add some water in there, let it freeze for a little bit, and it just makes it a lot easier than having to constantly put ice. If I just put a little bit of water, freeze it for a bit, it does the exact same job. But that is pretty much it. So yeah, I got my chicken wings, I got my chicken breasts, got my leg quarters, and then on day three, that is going to be my upper body push day. On my upper body push day, I don't train quite as hard as I do on my upper body pull day because pulling and my lower body push and pull are my really intense days. So on my upper body push day, I'll do something a little bit lighter, either pork, and it'll be something like bacon, ribs, or chops. With regard to the bacon, you can see the bacon right over there. I should have some pork chops somewhere in here. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm going to have to remove some of the stuff. That way you could see some of the other food. But this actually brings us to my next day. My day four, that is going to be my lower body pull day. And on lower body pull, I like to do something like either ground beef, beef burgers, or veal. And right here, I have some veal shoulder blade chops. Got a couple of them. Really, really delicious. Love having those on my lower body pull day. And then, I don't know if you could see it, but like down here, I got a ton of high fat beef burgers, and that'll typically be the types of foods that I have on my lower body push. And then somewhere in here, there we go, is the ground beef. That is medium ground beef, and that is my lower body pull day. Then my day five, that is my active recovery day. On my active recovery day, all I do is stretching. And days 1 to 4, I do 2 workouts a day. On my active recovery, it's just an hour, 20 minutes of stretching. So because I'm not as active, I like to have a nice light day on my active recovery day, and that is my fish day. Typically, I'll either do salmon, some tuna burgers, some cod fillet, or some shrimp. These right over here are my tuna burgers. The tuna burgers, each burger, the way that I do it, I end up doing for every 1 can of tuna, I'll add in some whole eggs and then put in some herbs and spices. And that's what you see right over there. And then with regard to the cod fillet, can't really see it, but it is right over here, tucked away in the corner. So those will be the cod fillets that I will have if I don't have the tuna burgers. And then aside from that, if I am not having either the cod fillet or the tuna burgers, then I will have some shrimp. With regard to all of the food that I eat, Whether or not I add eggs to it is going to be dependent on how much meat I have. So if I end up having less than 1.5 pounds of meat, then typically I'm going to add in some soft boiled eggs, which is what that little ice bucket is for. And then if I have more than 1.5 pounds of meat, then I'll just have the meat by itself without any eggs. But I'm going to hop into the fridge right now and show you my nice little egg collection. And here is my gorgeous egg collection. I have 18 and a half dozen eggs in my refrigerator. And as I stated earlier, the number of eggs that I have is going to be dependent on how much meat I am having. If I am having more than 1.5 pounds of meat, then typically I am just going to have the meat by itself and I'm not going to have any eggs. If I have less than 1.5 pounds of meat, then I will be having 6 soft boiled eggs with the meat. And then if it's a day where I happen to just have eggs only, not any meat whatsoever, then I will do either a dozen or a dozen and a half soft boiled eggs. That's the way that I love to do my eggs, soft boiled. And that is pretty much my rotation diet. That's everything I eat over the course of 5 days. And then at the end of the 5 days, I just repeat the 5 day cycle. If you have any questions with regard to my rotation diet, why I do rotation diet, the benefits of a rotation diet, go ahead, drop your comments down in the comment section. I would love to help you guys out. But that's everything I eat over the course of the week. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.